Okay. This is crazy. This is getting really crazy now. The worst has been confirmed for XDefiant. There is officially going to be a delay for this game. Now, guys, a lot has transpired like in the last 24 hours. Like, no lie. Like, shit just start falling out of nowhere. Information and news start falling out of nowhere, right? And speculation, everything. So with that said, in this video here, I am going to break down all the current news and updates that we have on XDefiant, discussing its development, Mark Rubin's stance on the whole rumors and allegations about XDefiant right now, and the rumors and allegations themselves. This is gonna be a crazy video here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. So if you like XDefiant, make sure that you give this video a big like. And also, if you care to stay up to date on all the shooter news and updates that you care about, consider subscribing today. So ladies and gents, let's take this in time order, right? Let's start off with the exclusive drop from Tom Henderson on behalf of Insider Gaming. Now, this article here, guys, discloses the development hell supposedly, and I say supposedly with bunny ears, like bunny ears here, because this hasn't really been confirmed, but this is supposed to be like insider information. You get what I'm saying here. So take this with a grain of salt, but I'm going to read an excerpt from the Insider Gaming article talking about XDefiant's development woes. Okay, this is going to get interesting. Now, before I do read this, I'm going to take a portion of this article that I feel is going to be most relevant to you and I to discuss and actually focus on here. So without further ado, let's get it. Insider Gaming understands that XDefiant has missed dozens of internal targets in the past couple of years, including release dates, putting the game firmly in the realm of other Ubisoft titles that is consistently in limbo. Developers working on the project are becoming increasingly frustrated with the lack of progress, and in short, the game's shortcomings stem from the executive pursuit of trying to copy Call of Duty rather than building their own game. Creatively, it's frustrating for the team, but from a technical perspective, it also presents new challenges and has become the main reason for delays. And the insider that was giving up this information here quotes here, "The never-ending hunt to chase Call of Duty and its pointless stuff always breaks the current build," said one source, which then often requires days of fixing the game. End quote. Now, guys, that's just something that you do not want to hear. You don't want to hear that shit, period. What's being said in this article here, guys, and again, I took the most important piece of information that we could read from here, that insider source for Insider Gaming, right? The developer that remains anonymous, right? The inside info person, right? He's saying that XDefiant is chasing Call of Duty, right? And this is mandated from the corporate heads over at Ubisoft, right? They want to custom tailor the experience to compete in, I guess, in revenue and generate as much income as they can off this one IP. Right? Typically, I don't see nothing wrong with that. I understand business well, but in the case of XDefiant, in the case of what the hell is going on here, this isn't a good thing. If this is truly concretely the case in the background, which you and I really don't know, and I'll talk more about this later in the video, but if this is truly the case, they're in trouble here. They're in trouble here. I'm going to call it. I'm just going to call it because I got to be real. They're in trouble here. Since when chasing Call of Duty, since when has that ever worked out for anybody? Ever worked out for anybody? That would be shooting yourself in the foot. Now, guys, Mark Rubin, since this article has dropped, has came playing cleanup. This guy has hit the scene and he's dropping some news. He's talking about some shit, and I'm going to read it out for you guys, man. Mark is playing clean up here and trying to get the focus back on the game and not the article and news that just dropped about XDefiant that is shading the game, honestly, in its development, right? It's just making this game look like it's in development hell as we see it, but let's see what Mark has to say. "We have an update coming soon, probably this coming week. I know we've been silent because, to be honest, there isn't too much to talk about. I know people just want to see the game ship, and so do we. I can't wait to ship so we don't have to talk about ship dates anymore. We can talk about more important stuff like gameplay balancing or new content modes or maps, etc. Just to be clear, we are not just sitting around with the game fixing every last little bug. Nobody launches perfect bug-free games. We do our best, but it's just not realistic to think that. We had major technical issues that we found right before we launched that had to be fixed. And that's what the team has been working on. And they are not just minor bug fixes, but major infrastructure and full system overhauls. The game remains in the same state that you played already, which we have strived to make as fun as possible, which we feel confident about. So aside from the questions about launch, which I can't talk about, I'm happy to chat about most anything else related to the game. End quote. So as you guys see in here, Mark Rubin comes back to lay down the law and let the people know, hey, everything's okay, but we are facing technical difficulties, right? Is he to be trusted? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I would love to trust Mark. I would love to trust it, but we have to see what really transpires in the next couple of weeks here. And again, guys, we're going to be receiving an update later this week per where Mark said. So we'll see what happens with that. But check this out here. Tom Henderson, the gentleman that wrote up the article for Insider Gaming concerning the development woes for XDefiant, stated this on Twitter. Just before I read this excerpt here from Tom Henderson, mind you, he has taken this quote, I believe, from his article talking about open transparency in game development here. Guys, this is going to get interesting. And again, now I quote, "In truth, if you're a fan of XDefiant, I will be a little more weary in the future of the whole open transparency thing, as it usually has bigger implication that doesn't reflect what's truly going on." Whoa, that's heavy. Now, this is subtweeting what Mark has tweeted, right? And he states here, "Just FYI, nothing about our delay is due to any new features. In fact, not much has changed from a gameplay standpoint. The delay has been due to the technical issues we talked about. Whoever said chasing Call of Duty in Tom's report was major eye roll." Oh baby, this just gets more interesting. So it's clear Mark has read that article and disagrees about what's going on with the XDefiant development. And again, guys, who do we trust? Who do we trust? Who do we trust? Who's really keeping it real with us? We don't know. We don't know. Within that excerpt I just read to you guys, we have the Insider dropping that quote there. I believe that's his quote there, stating that don't believe everything about open transparency with XDefiant, as some of it will not be true, or most of it may not be true. And again, I somewhat agree with that. We could be being lied to. Trust me. We all seen Battlefield 2042, okay? And they were promising the world. Let's keep it real here. So Mark refutes what's being said in that article. How much of this is true? How do you guys feel about that? But let's move on. So now, with all this news breaking out about XDefiant, where do we stand with the release date? We know the game is confirmed delayed. This game is delayed, okay? We're not seeing it first quarter at all. We're just not getting it. Plain and simple. It just is what it is. But now, where do we lie our heads for a window of time where this game may release? We just don't know. I believe maybe in a month or two, right? I'm just saying confidently there, month or two out. I'm just pushing 2 months more, okay? I'm just pushing 2 months more because I know they eagerly want to drop, but if things are in shambles and shit's not ready to go, shit's not ready to go, guys. It's just as simple as that. There's nothing to refute. There's nothing to argue about. The game's just not ready to ship, is what it is. But with that said, though, what is truth here? We just don't know. I don't know if this game is really being steered in another direction, or is Mark Rubin really on point with everything, saying, hey guys, we just have big technical bugs that we must face here and get correct. Which side am I leaning on? I'm leaning on the side of, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know, because we won't know what's what until this game ships and we actually see like, oh man, was there really some monetization changes here? Was there some progression changes here that we don't like? And we're like now saying like, oh, was this part of that? Like, how transparent can Mark be with us? How transparent can he be? Not calling Mark a liar, but how far can he go and disclose things to us? I imagine not too far. But peeps, you know me. Team Green, you guys are my family here. And I'm going to keep it all the way real. This is both a good and a bad thing. Now, good in the sense that the game gets delayed to be perfected, right? I think that's good. I don't mind delays because I have a lot of shit to play. I have a backlog and things. Listen, bro, don't even get me started. I think it's a good thing. But bad in the sense that we don't know what the truth is. We won't know what the truth is until this gets unveiled. And I know everybody wants this game to come out yesterday, including myself, right? But we just have to wait more. And again, I'm personally still excited for this game, and I know many of you guys are at home as well. I don't care what anybody says, people are still checking for XDefiant because look at the stir it made with this news going back and forth within the last 24 hours. This shit says a lot, you understand? So everybody's still on the edge of their seat for this game and want to see what happens for it. Trust me, guys, the hype has not died down for this game at all. People are still going to be checking for XDefiant, period. But now we need to wait and see what happens in the next coming weeks to months. So guys, tell me what you think down in the comment section below. Is XDefiant something that you're still looking forward to playing? And what do you think about all the news and drama that just broke out about the game? Do you think Mark is telling the truth? Do you think Tom Henderson is onto something with this insider? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I love you guys. And also, if you didn't check out my last video, be sure to click here and I'll be sure to see you there.